Back Saturday in your homes. I am Miss LA, and I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to my co-host so they can reintroduce me. In your homes.
See White with the hype. You know what I'm saying? Glad y'all took it. Better show. It's the key.
Four 2021.
See White with the hype.
And then for it, we're going to what today's show is going to entail. Of course, we know we have a special star witness that's supposed to join us at some point today, Mr. Flykonic himself. We're going to just kind of recap over last show. Anybody have any lingering thoughts on last show? Unity Stifle versus IB?
Yeah, Unity Stifle.
Yeah, so we talked about Unity Stifle last week. We talked about that's just not the black community. That's really all
the world.
Taking initiative, individuals, more individuals, focus on their own thing. Collectively, the group is going to be a problem.
And I think we need to explain what stifle means. And just in a nutshell, it's to basically prevent something from happening.
We got a lot of stuff going on in the world that, prevents you, so we need to have.
What's the main reason you feel like that prevents? Well, like, what's the main reason that prevents it?
People.
I think initiatives. I think money. I think stuff like that.
Do you think fear plays a hand in it?
Like we talked about last week, competition.
Yeah, most definitely.
Which falls into our segment today. So, man, this is going to be a great show. Again, make sure you guys tune in to our rankings.com on the website.
So, jumping into our first amendment of tonight, we're going to be discussing dealing with competition while promoting unity. We know that, healthy competition is always good. Just thinking about those, early days when we were playing little league sports and cheering and all these different things we used to compete in. We knew that healthy competition was something that would push you and drive you. But we notice now within our world, it's like competition means no, I can't support you.
Yeah,
I can't build you up. So let's kind of tackle that task a little bit more, just to kind of get everybody's feedback on that.
I say you kind of just said it. It goes with fear. A lot of people, it's hard to promote unity with somebody if you're scared that it might pass you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of them things where if you don't believe in yourself to a certain level, that'll be hard for you to do that.
Do you think being fearful and being afraid are the same thing?
No, I don't.
What you mean? Like, what would be the difference?
I always, I wish you could say related to being fearful is something you can overcome. Being afraid is something that you always hold on to.
Okay.
So for me, the fear of competition is going to dwindle away at some point. Because like you said, if you believe in yourself and you really start to own who you are and your craft and your skills, at some point, that fear is going to go away because you're going to be so certain of yourself and so sure that what you have, whatever the product is, even if it's just yourself, you're going to believe in that so much to the point where you're going to not really be concerned with what the next person is doing.
Right.
Then at some point you'll start to feel like, you know what, I can build up my competition. I can actually support my competition because what I have going on has nothing to do with what they have going on. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but almost like being a coach, right? You have a team that you're opposing and you're going up against them, right? But at the end of the day, it's about having fun and you want to get the W, but it is about nurturing kids and their skills and their minds.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
Bring them up.
when it comes to business, it's like they don't know my formula.
Right.
I don't know theirs. My formula may be better than theirs internally. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know. They just see what I'm doing. So when you start believing in your product and your formula, you don't have a reason to be afraid or fearful of the next person's, growth.
Yeah, it could be a healthy competition. Like everybody trying to make it bad competition. Like I just have to be at the top. Ain't nobody better than me. We all can be
What does
great.
healthy competition look like to you?
That's what I want to get back to. I thought that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? A healthy competition is like basically we know everybody is in this one, whichever career that you choose. It's a lot of people that's gonna choose that same career. Like you know what I'm saying? It's cool to help people. You know what I'm saying? Without like thinking that you been
like if you look at it,
in a
like,
competition. Go ahead.
Like if I was to look at the fashion world, for example, since we run, have our guests is in the fashion world. And like even when they have those galas, they meet up and they, present their finest linen.
You're talking about pop-up shows and everything,
stuff like the walkways, and, you know what I mean. And I bet after it's over, I bet they go to lunch together. And I bet they say, man, how did you make that Versace? How did you make that?
Try to pick their brain,
right? Pick their brain. So when you talk about even in competition, there's a competition in fashion. Everybody want to be,
the best.
Yeah, the best brand. They want to sell the most. They want to have the most income.
I want to add on to what you said because I was sitting there thinking, like, we talk about competition, but if you really think and look at the world, like there's only a few industries that have major competition.
Yeah.
Like, of course, fashion, and then you have retail and stuff like that, right? So it's almost like, what is the difference in each type of competition? Like, is it all the same? Or is it dependent upon the industry that you're in?
Of course. You have to break it down as in the types. You know what I'm saying? Like rap competition is a whole difference. Like people end up, getting killed and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like and that's
and the crazy thing about that is they're better when they together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I look at groups who had 5 or 6 members, like Wu-Tang, because they one of the greatest groups, you've ever heard.
There was a lot of them.
And it's a lot of them. You know what I mean? So
UGK.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I think
they ball him too.
Yeah, two on my face. Yeah, two or more is always I should say uplifting.
And I think
it produces the best product from both individuals.
Right.
With that mentality, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to just ask before you finish. With that mentality, transitioning from business but to intimate associations, we are individuals, right? But we're always better when we're with our friends, our families. And I know a lot of people may not think that, but you have a lot of people that say I'm solo, dolo, I ride by myself, I came in this world by myself, all those things. But it's like in reality, the next person should be able to bring out the better part of you. Because in my personal opinion, why are you? This is gonna sound crazy, but why are you being the better part of you just for yourself? Does that make sense? It's like you don't when you go to football games and you go to play and you got to make scores and things, you don't do that for you only. You do that for the people that's watching.
Yeah, you're doing it to show them.
For the people who are there to support you. Like they didn't make this trip for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So just transitioning from business to intimate associations, I have a question. Within families, we know we should do more, right? But when you call people your boys, that's good, when you call people your boys or your homies or whatever the case may be, like how do you promote really within those situations? Because it's like you'll see a man and his homie, they've been friends forever, but one of them is slowly but surely, kind of getting out of a certain lifestyle, trying to change his life. But his friend, however, is stuck and he's okay with that. And it's like, how do you really say that this is your boy when you are watching him basically deteriorate?
Yeah, be complacent in his life.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he might not be your boy.
Well, I'm saying okay. I'm not speaking on who he is, but who are you to him? Is what I'm saying. Does that?
Say it again.
I'm not saying who he is to you. Like, he may not be your friend, but you are calling yourself and portraying yourself as his friend.
Right.
So how do you feel like that, or how do you portray yourself like that when you're not doing your part as the friend? Because remember last week we talked about in relationships, no matter if it's friend, intimate or not, you have a duty to that person.
You can't feel like you his friend if you're not saying something to him.
That's
like,
exactly what I'm
saying. And then too, with the person receiving it, like, you should want people that want to tell you the right thing, even if it's gonna hurt your feelings or whatever the case might be.
People fall out about the truth.
Yeah, they really
people don't like to hear the truth.
Like, won't be your friend, 100 and all that.
I'm real.
They won't be your friend.
Real. Somehow, somewhere, like, real mean like you street.
Yeah, that's the only.
Or careless and reckless, in my opinion.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah. So again, I go back to the mindset. People think a certain way, but we're here to change that.
Yeah, right. We don't change that.
Okay, so just staying right there, we are here to change that. We're here to promote and not just speak about, but actually live and try to, behave in a new mechanism to actually show that it's possible to be cool and hip and all that, but still be God fearing and you know what I'm saying,
right.
Straight arrow, all that. Yeah, like it's cool to do those things too. So with that mentality, it's like aside from self, and you do your day-to-day things and you try to be an upstanding citizen. What else can we do, like to hold other people that we're close to in our intimate associations, aside from business, in our intimate associations? How do we hold them to that standard and try to kind of push them
out? Call them out.
But how do you do that healthy though? I think that's what
it's healthy. Because at the end of the day, it is the way you talk to people. Like, you can't just come to them like aggressively. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your family. You have to remember that. You have to remember that. Yeah, you know who you're talking to.
Of what he said. If you're going to these people, these are your family and friends. You know them, right?
Right.
So you know that their mind is not really ready to receive that. So how do you really get there?
You have
to be delicate to their
if you're telling the person, you're doing your due diligence to that person. Like, what they do with that information, that's on them.
Do you give up?
No,
I think
like you depending on the love, your patience and like your love for that person. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like you said,
you really love a person, like you're not gonna stop, like because you see what you know the message like that you're trying to get to them,
right?
Could benefit them. So you know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep trying to beat it into them.
Okay, so that is very true and it makes sense. But how many times have you been dealing with somebody, family friend, girlfriend, whatever, and you want the best for them, but they just can't see it? At what point do you, as a person, individual human, who has the same, level of tolerance and patience as anybody else, do you decide, okay, I'm worn out?
Yeah, because there's only so much patience.
That line is different for every person.
Right. So I'm asking as a collective.
There's a whole bunch of elements in all this stuff. This really depends on, like you said, the love, the patience, what type of work does that person put in on their end?
That's what I'm saying.
That plays a role too.
That's exactly what I'm asking.
That kind of determines how I'm going to go about it too.
Yeah, some people try to make it like it's a one-way street. Oh, it's two people. So you got to make the dream work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Tough.
I just feel like we're talking about unity, and that's like the seed to any other kind of growth, right?
Right.
Because togetherness there's strength in numbers, as you said last week. It's like if we identify our soul value, as people always talk about, and our worth as individuals, and then you look at that, and each of us are doing that, and we put it together, like what kind of power can we have that, right? So my biggest thing is like talking about unity and trying to build that within this group. What other techniques can we adapt to and adopt to actually see that happen in a community standpoint?
As far as like getting that message out?
I mean, first of all, you have to get the message out, but I mean, like actually being an example.
Exercise.
Yeah, and execute.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think being consistent. I think that's one of the things. People so used to like people going getaways one time a year, maybe never coming back and stuff like that. The thing is, people want to see you being consistent and persistent. I think that's one of
that'll make them gravitate to you more, like being consistent.
But why does it take a giveaway for people to want to change that?
Not even
necessarily a giveaway, but just whatever you decide to do to show unity.
Basically, staying present is what you're saying.
Right.
Gotta stay present.
Okay.
Can't touch on something and then fade away, then try to come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think that's what happens with the Black Lives Matter and all the protests?
Yeah, of course. It's only like when it's tragic happen. That's when we gonna protest and raid the streets.
So, but that's my like.
And why we gotta do that? Because that's not gonna get anything accomplished.
It's not. But it's like we be so angry, so many.
We talked about this. We talked about this last week.
You got to. You want to break something.
We're so quick to become a unit when it's hostility and aggression.
Yeah.
Why can't we practice that same level of togetherness when it's peaceful? Because you can't say peaceful protest and then you're out here tearing up people's stuff.
Looting.
Wait, did you say looting or looting?
Looting.
Okay, because looting is something else.
I leaned into it.
Somebody got arrested for looting in a restaurant last week.
For real. They were turning into the stores, all it. When they was protesting.
No, I'm talking about this man that got arrested at a restaurant last week for doing lewd acts.
Oh, he was tripping.
Yeah, he was really tripping. But no, I was asking that question because, like, I see so much. I had a conversation with somebody at work on Friday, and I was kind of introducing him to the show and what our mission was, and he just kept going back to slavery this and slavery that. And I'm like, I am all for being pro-Black. I'm so for Black power, but it kills me when I hear today's age people talk about slavery when you have never been a slave.
Right. And
it's, to me, it's kind of embarrassing because it's almost like they say, oh, we use the word, because he actually said this. He's like, we use the N-word as a sign of endearment. And I'm like, well, how is it that you're saying one thing here about slavery has held us back for so long, but y'all still using a term that you say is for endearment that was not created for endearment?
Right. So
you can't use that as a crutch.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, who's creditable about talking about slaves? Like, you want to hear that type of information, like from not. Of course, you can go get books that. You know,
but how do you know it's factual?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to sit down with somebody that really knows, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
to piggyback on what you were saying, how long people gonna use slavery?
Thanks.
Like, this 2021.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
we're gonna go ahead and introduce our star witness. Come on in. We go to the front of the back. We have Mr. Flykonic here. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much for coming and joining us today. You got a Flykonic punch.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
sir. Got to.
So we do have to take a quick second to take a break from this specific amendment. We're going to come back to it, but we have to stay on top of our run to that tradition. So I'm going to give way to C. White with the hype, so he can not only introduce our star witness, but he has to swear in our star witness. So let us know when you're ready.
Ready.
We have Mr. Flykonic, Brandon Denson. We're going to get you to raise your right hand if you will, sir. Get you sworn in. Or anybody gives their testimony, we'd like to have them sworn in. We're going to say the seal for you, and all you have to do is say, I do. Okay? You ready?
Yeah. All right. Do you solemnly swear to tell your truth, your whole truth, and nothing but your truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. That's all we needed. So we're back to business. Court is now back in session.
Yes, sir.
So we kind of were touching on dealing with competition while promoting unity. Being that you're a businessman, of course, today's subject is business and intimate association. So just to kind of break that down, we want to know how you deal with competition in your business life, but also promote unity within other business owners. And then we would like to know how you promote unity in your personal life amongst, average citizens.
Right. I don't really look at competition. I feel like I'm in my own lane. I support everybody that's trying to do something positive, especially on entrepreneurship. I know it's very hard and it's very challenging. So the last thing you need is competition, So I'm pretty much in my own lane. No disrespect to nobody. I focus on mine and mine only. And unless someone's reaching out to me asking for some advice or help, because I'm being honest with you, I'm just too busy to just sit around and focus on somebody else's project. Right. For the most part, I support everybody.
So are you saying that not that you're too busy to help, but you don't actively offer that unless it's something that you see fit?
Right. Not to adults, but children like the youth and the needy and older people I do.
Okay, okay, that's fair.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Anybody have something to say about the fact that he's mentioned not adults? Is there a reason for that?
I just don't have the time. For
too, man, adults, I don't mean to cut you off, right? But adults, man, we get the same 24 hours.
Got
man.
it. That's what I wanted to hear.
Hours,
right. I wanted to hear that because we were just talking about before Mr. Flykonic walked in about how people use slavery as a reason why they can't do this and that.
2021.
And that made what he said, it made me go back to that because it's like y'all are, and I know this is gonna be ugly, but people are so quick to blame the man, whoever that is, right? But it's like you have the ability. You don't have any handicaps, disabilities. I get racism and all this stuff, but you still have a awakening in the morning and you get to breathe. So with that, you should have that same effort and mentality to go after things.
Same
as anybody else.
Let's feel the slave mentality, quote unquote, or whatever, to start a new tradition.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
So before we go to the next amendment, Mr. Flykonic, I want to ask you a couple of questions. One of them being why fashion? Like what inspired you to go straight to fashion?
I always pretty much had a passion for it. Outside of sports, fashion was my number one hobby. I just couldn't afford it. But it's, like people say when they hear music, they see colors. That's the same type of feeling I feel when I see fashion. Something that was always just in me. And I'm very inspired by fashion and culture. Just anything driven to culture. Fashion, music, clothing, art, stuff like that, sports. Anything with the culture, like it inspires me with fashion.
So it wouldn't be fair to ask you this, but I'm still going to ask you anyway. I know that you said you've always had a passion for fashion, but aside from that, if you could go back, if you had any resource you could possibly use, what else would you do with your life aside from fashion? Like what's like your second look, I guess I should ask.
I mean, sports. Most definitely sports or anything which is in the culture, like music producing. But I like behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I'm a creator. I'm definitely a creator.
No matter what lane it is.
Like I love basketball, but when I watch it, I feel like I can be a general manager.
Put the team together.
Yeah, I can put a team together.
I want to be a general manager.
Yeah.
Who are you starting five? You gotta say it.
Somebody.
You gotta say
My
it.
starting five in basketball?
Yeah, who are you starting five?
Of all time?
Just whatever.
Jordan.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Not in any order.
No, he's just naming them. Don't calm down, Mr.
Right. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe.
Gotta have Kobe.
Kobe. Oh, power forward. I'm gonna just say Bill Russell and Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody thought about Iverson.
Oh, we're talking
about top five.
He's little too. But shout out
to y'all can't disrespect the great.
We talking about AI now.
Okay.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, I want
so
to ask.
I know you like sports, so sports is always promoting unity. How do you promote unity within your fashion and your designs and in your thought process?
Yeah.
Like we just built a team, like a solid team at Flykonic. So for is I basically hired and put on all the people that's been around me, like, as genuine.
Right.
So we have people that were customers turned to employees.
Right.
We have like my cameraman right here. That's my childhood friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joseph.
And we got Flykonic here.
Yeah,
Right. So shout out to Joseph Fields. What's your Facebook?
Josie Joe Fields.
Josie Joe Fields.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to him. He's an actor. He's a comedian.
Oh, yeah.
He got a lot of work
He
going
does it all.
That's what's up.
He can help y'all with photography too.
Real life.
He ain't just Flykonic influence.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's dope. We do have to transition to our next amendment.
Right.
But before we do, anybody have any lingering thoughts before we move forward? Anybody want to introduce the second amendment?
Yeah, so we're gonna go with the second amendment. How do you think competition against you in your business? And then, in intimate association?
We kind of touched on it a little bit, but I personally would say that competition negates unity in business because everybody wants to get ahead and they feel like somebody's going to, cycle them or keep them from moving forward. But in intimate associations, I feel like competition negates that unity because I've always noticed how grown people can be jealous of another person's relationship with someone else.
Right.
So almost like, how you have a best friend and then that best friend feel like you belong to them. They don't want you to be friends with anybody else. I think that is so childish, but it happens in real life. And so I think the unity that should be nurtured and built upon within those intimate associations, it doesn't happen because that jealousy, that envy kicks in and people feel like, they're your property. But neither one of us belongs to anybody.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off there. When we talk about competition and we talk about how it's in the daily living, I think more so, again, we're better together. So I look at it in the sports world, even if you look at it from the sports world or fashion. You'll see sometimes after the game, coaches got each other up in time out, or even in the fashion, like we said, that shirt that you made right there. More so, we need that in the field. We definitely need that.
Sharing ideas.
Talking about exactly sharing ideas, sharing policies.
Not giving up the blueprint.
Right.
You can't give up the blueprint, but.
We keep speaking on business though. And for the message of what we're trying to do as a whole, I think we need to really zone in on that family household type of vibe because business is all good. People, they're afraid of competition. They may be fearful of it, but at some point they're gonna remember that bottom line number, that dollar, right? They need to get that. So at some point, people who work with folks they don't like just to make money.
Right.
However, in this family mechanism and friendship thing, it's like that's the part that's going to actually show the change. When people's households start to change, that's when the outside world will start to change. So I was just wondering, like, when we speak on how competition negates unity in those intimate associations, it's one of those things where people, like you said earlier, call people out, hold them to the fire, and make them, understand you can't expect more from me than you're giving me. But at the same time, I'm still gonna hold you up. I'm still gonna, ride with you. But at some point, I gotta hold you accountable.
I want to ask Brandon something, man, about the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know, like, why Flykonic? Like, what made you go with that name?
It was kind of like God sent when I honestly wanted to start a brand. I wanted to do something with an angel.
Okay.
So it was like iconic kings, and I was like, man, I started to see that women spent a lot of money on clothes, so I didn't need to just make it a men's.
Right. Both sides.
So I was like, Angel is kind of, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, man, maybe I need to come with like a silhouette because people are judgmental towards an angel. And you don't want to offend anybody. You want something universal for everybody.
People don't be
So next it was just like fly, iconic, fly. And then I put the K with it. I'm like, K look better than the C.
Right.
For branding.
Yeah, correct. And then I wanted to basically put the F backwards. I needed something a little different.
Right.
So I just said Flykonic, and just put it together. Then I gave it my own definition.
Right.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Timeless pieces of fashion.
That's cool.
But it's also, it's deeper and like, you can go on flykonic.com and see the whole, meaning of it and the breakdown of it, and it'll show you on the website. Like Flykonic.com. It's FLYKONIC. Flykonic.com.
Go tap in, people, for real.
To add on to that, another question that we have for you kind of goes along those lines. You expressed what Flykonic meant and giving us avenues to go and research and get more information. But if you had to tell me right now, what you do, because I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
What is the philosophy and culture of your brand?
I mean, it's just universal. It's for everybody. I mean, we make clothes for newborn babies to 100-year-old, 200-year-old people. We don't put no limit on what we're doing.
Tapping all generations.
Right, correct. Yeah. And the best part about my brand is y'all know, because y'all have spent a lot of money with me, is that I'm not a bougie. I'm a very, very busy person. We are busy though.
Yeah.
But my heart, my soul, my everything goes into this brand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest with you. Like, I haven't had no sleep in a day, and I'm here.
Thank you.
Right.
I left the shop early, late. He was here with me.
Yeah.
I went home, took a shower, and came back. And in a minute, we got a party, and I gotta
stay up.
Let them know where they can.
The party's at Temptations in Arlington. So Temptations at Arlington, it started at 10:30. Open invite to everybody.
Flykonic only, right?
Flykonic only. But if you don't have none, say we welcome everybody.
We selling at the door.
You can get a shirt.
A shirt and
I'm at the shop now.
A shirt is admission.
Yeah.
But we try not to exclude people,
right,
because we know once you survive and catch this wave,
you're
gonna be a lifetime customer. So we want everybody to support. We want to be the brand of the people, and we want our people, and our people. It doesn't mean just black people.
Man. Why everybody trying to?
The culture is the culture. You know what that means. It has nothing to do with race.
Yes.
But if you of the culture, we want to be that brand, and we just try to open up people's minds.
Right.
It's time out for the Gucci's and the Louis Vuittons and the Polos. They had their run long enough. We got a lot of and it ain't just me.
Right.
But it's a lot of people that's passionate and driven that just need that opportunity to shine. You could be the person that'll make the next big brand.
Yes.
Right. But we can't be Louis Vuitton or Ralph Lauren if you don't get behind it and support it.
Right.
But it's up to us designers to give great quality products.
Yeah, you got to.
And give ourselves to the customers.
Yeah.
You can't get a little success and walk around like you Louis Vuitton.
Right.
Be like we got a motto at Flykonic. Sold over thousands and thousands of shirts of stay humble, hustle hard.
Right.
And we mean that, and we live by that. And
I think one of the things that you just said, I'm a former Louis Vuitton employee.
Stay humble.
Wow.
And I'm so, I worked there for almost 3 years, and I never bought anything.
Right.
Because I saw what it did to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, people will lose their minds to get a belt.
I ain't cutting you off, but check this out. You notice that all the big brands are owned by, big white people.
Yeah.
But guess who's running those brands now?
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
I just sent my cousin a few minutes ago, guy, what's his name? Josh Preston. Harry Preston. He runs. He's doing a campaign with Calvin Klein now.
Oh man.
And then you got Louis Vuitton ran by Virgil Abloh. Adidas damn near ran by Yeezy.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? All these are black designers.
Right.
See, they smart.
Yeah, they know.
Dapper Dan runs a big part of Gucci.
Man.
So this the thing. Like Foot Locker hit me up, ranked us number one, wanted to pay me $1.25 a shirt. We wasn't having it.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. And a simple-minded person say,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Because everybody will see your brand.
Right.
So why not me print my brand and sell it for $32?
Right. And then just to kind of go back to what I was saying about Louis Vuitton, I see so many of us will buy a belt and maybe some shoes, but everything else we got on is, I'm gonna just say trash.
Right.
But why not support a local brand that gives you, like you said, good quality merchandise, and you can look like that.
That's the thing is because they're scared of what you'll become. Because it's not them. Because it's hard for them to fathom that I just worked this warehouse job, making $13 an hour, and that I just paid you $32 a t-shirt.
For a t-shirt.
And you, but they can't see them, but they know you.
But you know,
up in the hood.
Yeah, they know you. But you go spend it in Dior.
Right. And the crazy part about that is the quality of that stuff is not even anywhere close to what it originally was. Like with Louis Vuitton, knowing to get you Louis Vuitton, their process has changed from making the merchandise. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these belts and keychains that they make now, they don't even last a year. They start to peel and all this stuff, but they still spend $300 on a, what is that little thing called? That little key holder, that key holder thing. I'm like, first of all,
and you know what's funny? I just printed an order with some people in New York with those wallet chains. And the Louis Vuitton ones are $300.
Yeah, they $300.
And I'm only gonna charge $60. I'm only gonna charge $60 for mine.
And those
and I'm trying to find price points where everybody can afford it, but it's still valuable.
Sure. It's like a Target versus a Walmart.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Know your worth. Come on,
man. So we're gonna take a brief recess, you guys. So we can play a round or two of Family Feud, or shall we say Iron Sharpens Iron, our version of the trivia game here at Iron to Black. You want to go first? You got to ask Mr. Flykonic some questions.
Yeah, what is man?
I'm not playing this time because I lost last week.
Okay. It says, name a part of your body that you might say has an ache.
It has an ache?
Yes, sir.
It has an ache.
Like it hurt.
Oh, my knee.
He said, oh, my knee.
I need to have surgery on that ASAP.
Yeah.
Me too.
My knee.
Okay.
What was
so you got 3 points. See if somebody can beat that. Hobby. Name a part of your body that you may say has an ache.
I'm gonna say my hip.
That's not on there, Hobby.
He going off his person.
Yeah, you gotta think it's people that answer these.
Okay, Steve. He said,
go ahead.
Steve, I would die.
Same one.
Name a part of your body that you may say has an ache.
Your back.
Okay, you have 11 points.
Yeah.
Of
course, man.
You're gonna ask the questions.
Always. Oh, yeah.
What's the line? Yeah, what is that? The battery.
Alright, yes, it's cool.
I ain't talking about
Mr. One Time, I got you, Mr. One Time.
Talk to me.
Name a place where people have to use coins.
Okay.
Coins?
Yeah.
Name a place where people have to use coins.
Yeah, coins.
I'm ready. Ask me the same question. I got the answer.
Let's say a bubble gum machine.
Fam.
Is it on there?
A bubble gum machine?
Oh, can I go?
It's not there.
The laundromat.
Okay, laundromat, 22 points. Anybody that ain't the number one though.
Yeah. Okay, can I go again? I didn't get no answer.
Oh, I know.
Well,
Looks like an arcade.
Arcade is not on the list.
Really?
Yeah.
From the hood, the laundromat.
I
said laundromat already.
22. That's my point.
Oh.
Is it a tollway?
No, the number one answer is vending machine.
Man, I used to own vending machines.
Okay.
Gotta know the thing.
I got 22 points. I'm winning.
Let's drink it. Hot boy.
I would have never thought of that ever.
Come on now, coins.
I like
Yeah.
Put the coins. Oh yeah, man. Okay,
Here we go. I love you, Ed.
Yes, sir. We're gonna go down to the studio too.
Yeah.
Name an older actor who is in a lot of movies.
Denzel Washington.
Samuel Jackson.
Morgan Freeman.
Hold on, what you say?
Old actor.
Name an older actor who is in a lot of movies.
Angela Bassett.
Jack Nicholson.
And
Nicolas Cage.
and
Everybody said Samuel Jackson.
What's the man that plays?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, a lot of movies.
Number one.
Tom Cruise.
Man.
Come on.
Okay.
He did a lot of movies.
Court's back in session.
Come on, man.
I know he beat me with that answer. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our third amendment, and it kind of just piggybacks off of the last part of the conversation where you were saying you don't really focus on anybody else. You kind of just deal with yourself. But the question is, as a business person, is it hard to focus on nurturing unity in your intimate association?
Like my love life?
Yeah, is it as a business person? Is it hard?
Or your family members? How do you
I'm gonna be real. That's the hardest part.
Why you say that?
Because the women that I meet or I date, they don't understand that. And I tell them soon as I meet them that this is the most important thing in my life.
Right.
This is the most important thing in my life. Number one, because it provides a life for my kids that I never had.
Right.
Number two is just it brings me happiness and joy.
Right.
More than being laid up in love with you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard for them to take that.
So as the only woman in the room, I have to ask you, are you saying you haven't found a woman who has pushed you to go even further, or are they just trying to attach themselves?
They're trying to attach themselves, but I'm not going to say every woman is like that. I have met a few genuinely good women. I wasn't just in the place in my life financially, mentally, I didn't have the stability mentally or financially to be the man that she needed me to be.
Right.
You know, so I've met some great women. At this point now, it's just that's not my focus.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
you won't miss her though, will you?
I don't think so right now.
No, I mean
she just has to be. I'm a different type of guy. Like first of all, I'm a loner. I mean, I'm a Cancer. I really enjoy. I don't take for granted time. Time is more, now that I have a little money, time is more valuable to me than money.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Because time is luxury.
And you can't get it back.
Yeah, money things,
it recycles.
Right.
You can always get that back.
Right.
But moments,
I'm glad you used that word.
Moments are the most important thing about life to me.
Because moments are what create memories.
Correct.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I think money becomes easier to gain when you understand it. When your focus is more on your peace, then the money just comes. Like I don't wake up worrying about money because I have built a brand and a company that it just flows every day.
Right.
I'm making money in my sleep off the website, or people just inboxing me, hey, can you get this shoe? Or can you do this? Can you do that? And we can provide that.
Yeah. Sneaker Giants. I was just about to say, Sneaker Giants, man.
Sneaker Giants and Consumer Customs.
Yes, sir.
Consumer Customs print. We print anything you need from flyers to business cards, backdrops, t-shirts, polos, whatever you need, we got you.
So just kind of going back to that amendment, I know that you said you're not really focused on a woman per se, but do you think that you're so headstrong in your financial focus that you would be able to recognize the woman?
Let's get this right. It's not about the money, because the things that I dreamt about, because I come from a very poor, dark place,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that I never had super high expectations financially. Getting a car was far-fetched to me. So now I got a decent car, I got a decent place to rest my head. Right. The simple things matter to me. It's just the main goal is my peace and to get my dreams out.
Right.
So it means everything to me that this man got my beanie on, that my cousin that introduced me to fashion got my shirt on. Right. That my daughter's, you know what I'm saying, godfather is my video man. He got my shirt on. Right. That means more to me than the $32 that the shirt cost.
You see the manifestation.
The manifestation. Yeah. Because when I see Flykonic and I look at McDonald's, I see a Flykonic sign on there. It sounds crazy, but I just dream big. Like Amazon is, I believe Flykonic can be that 2.0.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know?
Right. That's where it's in the mind.
That's what the message is about. From ironically, want people to understand that is absolutely our message. It starts in the mind.
Mindset, man.
Because you are what you think by way of your actions, and people don't realize. Like we always talk about habits. Habits start in your brain.
How do you nurture your relationships with your customers? You know, does that play a big part in making the brand?
Oh, the customers are everything. You have to make sure. This is the thing. When you are a young man, you have to be very careful about how you handle the customers. You know, I talk to Ant. I'm careful on how I talk to him because you don't know if he's sensitive. You don't go home with these people.
Right.
You want to make sure that they're comfortable because he go to work every day to make sure to spend money with me to make sure that my dream keep going.
Right.
So you have to make sure that they're comfortable.
Right.
That's the number one thing. So respect, be humble, and be patient. You have to be patient with the customer. If you don't have patience or self-control, you will not make it in business.
Man,
at all.
I was going to say,
And self-control is big because women shop. You have to be very respectful and courteous to women and don't and set boundaries.
Right.
Because you want that woman when she come between those doors to feel safe with you. If she feels safe and she comfortable, women gonna talk.
Right. She gonna go
tell all her friends, he good, he's sweet, he do good business, he's humble, he's nice.
Right.
Then 3 more people come. And then you setting a lifetime bond and partnership between you and that customer.
Right.
That's real talk.
That's awesome.
Gotta have great customer service.
How y'all feel my customer service is overall?
Great, man. Great, man. You got me right. I know.
Sometimes I'm the customer that gets mad because I forget that I'm not his only customer. So when I want sometimes I'm like, why you not responding to me?
Yeah. And what I tell you, I'm busy. But what I tell you, call me.
Yep.
And I'm
she like the paragraph.
Right.
I be trying to get it clear.
He said paragraph.
I do. I mean, because I be asking.
Her boo right here. He knows.
I asked like 4 questions in one text. So I
relate. I move my business straight to the hood.
Yeah. Real.
Because she like the paragraph.
I be trying to make sure it's clear.
No, I say that. I tell you that too.
That's because I be at work trying to do multiple things.
And we be up talking, 6:30 in the morning?
Right. For real. He's
done his job. He's done a really good job. So we kind of are done with our amendments. I wanted to take a second, if you don't mind, Mr. Flykonic, just to kind of share 3 fun facts about yourself and your brand that you haven't already shared.
I was going to say too, man, the Flykonic punch, the cologne, man, like he got it all.
We got Flykonic everything. Yeah. Socks.
Yes. He got
Flykonic socks.
Yes,
Flykonic wristband.
Yes, sir.
Do not let him get off topic.
When he say Flykonic everything.
Flykonic cologne.
No. 3 fun facts.
Got some toothpaste.
3 fun facts. 3 fun facts.
All right, go ahead.
3 fun facts. So we can go ahead to our closing remarks.
I mean, I'm just a down-to-earth, humble guy. You know what I'm saying? I like to enjoy my customers. We drink. We turn up at the shop. So it's always a vibe and a moment when you come hang out and spend time at the shop. Whether you spend $6 on a drink or you just coming by to say hi, you know, it's never a price point on the customers. You know, I'm a very loving, down-to-earth guy. Big on family, big on my kids, and you know, deep down in my heart, I want everybody to like me, but I know that that's my goal. You know, I try to please everybody. You know, I ain't gonna lie, that's something that's hard, you know, to do, and I need to have an understanding that everybody ain't gonna support me, and everybody ain't gonna understand my dream. Right. But that just comes with growth.
Yeah, that's it. So it's time for our closing remarks, you guys. And I just want to say again, thank you for coming and joining us. We had to get Mr. Flykonic on the show because a little birdie knows that he is some part of majorly involved in how Ironically Black even kind of got completely started.
Yeah, started.
So we really, really want to thank you for that. And that's a part of the unity and the message that we're pushing. So I'm going to just give it to you guys and just say again, thank you for showing us love. And we're going to definitely reciprocate that. And thank you guys for watching this week. See us again next Saturday.
Yeah, I want to say, man, it's an honor to have you in. Like you say, we just want to give you a roses while you're here. You know, a lot of people, they do that when people pass on, but we want to show you love while you're here in the flesh. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in with us tonight. We on every Saturday at 7. Mr. One Time, checking out.
Yeah, every Saturday at 7, man. CY with the hype. Again, Mr. Flykonic, thank you for all your hospitality, great hospitality. Y'all tap in with them for real, man. Hottest in Dallas. Yeah, and just thank you for tuning in, man. Like you say, we're here every Saturday, man, 7. Ironicallyblack.com, that's where you can catch us at, too. Yeah, on our newsletter. Tap in.
Ironicallyblack.com. Ironicallyblack.com. Make sure you guys tune in. I just want to personally thank Brandon for giving us that push start, like we talked about. We preaching on unity.
Yes, sir.
And, as iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? And so we appreciate the opportunity. We're gonna give these service to others who want to, kind of do the same thing we do. And man,
plant those seeds.
Right. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Saturday, 7 p.m. Like Channel 5.
Do not forget that you can also send in questions, send in topics that you want to see us cover. Just all things supporting and, everything is feedback. So the smallest thing could be something small to you, but it could be everything to us. So make sure that you are using that form at the bottom of our website to provide that feedback. Again, you can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. We will have our YouTube channel up and running pretty soon, but hey, we're just waiting for that feedback from you guys so we can even go further.
Hey, man, Mr. Flykonic, man, let them know one more time where they can come kick it at tonight, man.
Hey, tonight,
yes, sir. Got to.
Temptations Nightclub, Arlington. 10:30 we getting started.
Yes, sir.
Man, come turn up with us.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all coming?
Come on, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all, bro. For real.
I got homework.
Come on,
and
man.
Then,
wait, man.
1910 Pacific Avenue, 6th floor, Suite 6090. Come shop with us. Flykonic Clothing Brand, Sneaker Giants, Consumer Customs, Subway. Everything, man.
I do apologize to interject, but I forgot to mention this, you guys. May 8th, we still need those water donations. Be sure
Hey, sign me up.
Make sure that you guys are contacting us via Messenger, whatever avenue you choose. Just make sure that you do let us know. The event has been posted on our Facebook page, Ironically Black 365. You don't have to go down with us if you don't want to, but we still are requesting and accepting those water donations. So if we have to schedule a pickup or drop off, whatever the case may be, just hit us up and let us know. We'll get that arranged. We want to thank you guys as a whole team and our star witness, Mr. Flykonic. We want to thank you guys for tuning in on this grand Saturday and enjoy the rest. Go watch the game.
Mavericks.
We better
over
win.
them Lakers. Yeah, I already know we're going to win.
We're not going to win, but I just wanted to say.
Oh, we're going to win.
Court is adjourned. That's done.
I got a fly show.
We thank you.
I'm sleepy.